French press. I see Gérard Depardieu on the cover of Libération. Bound to be a good day.
Good morning. This Tuesday, Cyril, let me go straight away to Libération. And there you can see that man, Gérard Depardieu, larger than life, on the front page. And the headline there, Le Mannequin Fisc. Now, we all know that statue in Brussels, which is sort of national symbol, isn't it, for the Belgians, of the mannequin peace. So a small boy peeing into a small courtyard. Now we've got a gigantic guy, perhaps doing something that the French don't like in leaving France to go and seek tax residency in Belgium. And the Libé there in its editorial is saying that his move to do that is purely about making loads of money, and it is pathetic. It says there, you can see, he says that his move is sad, immoral, and, well, you know, yes, perhaps it's going to reflect a trend. Business leaders are in the lineup, perhaps to go over the border to Belgium. Why? Because of this tax ban that's going to come into force on the 1st of January 2013 for 2 years. Millionaires, people with revenue of over €1 million will be paying 75%, Cyril. That doesn't include you and me, of course.
No, it doesn't. And there's one newspaper looking at scrutinizing exactly what Gérard Depardieu owns.
Well, this is pretty much over all the French papers this morning, and Le Figaro has a piece about his wealth there. You can see a few examples, and it goes from vineyards and the chateaux that go with it to one street here in Paris, which actually he has a fancy fishmongers and a grocery selling Japanese produce. So the paper there looking very closely at what he actually owns. He has 15 companies, Cyril, employing more than 100 staff. So he's actually a big business, and he's obviously gone away to Brussels to escape this tax, and perhaps also to make a point, I guess, because he doesn't really perhaps need to do it, but that's another debate, isn't it?
And every paper across the board is covering this story, including the city paper here in Paris, Le Parisien.
Well, this is obviously not cheering up the French very much. It's sort of reinforcing their feeling that, well, the rich guys are getting away and they get richer, don't they? So, but Le Parisien aujourd'hui en France is reporting the Belgians, surprise, surprise, are thrilled, especially in the small town of Nechin, which is the town where Depardieu is going to set up shop. He has gone there to seek tax residency. He's been granted it, and people locals in Nechin are saying, well, we now have a billionaires row. What was Queen Astrid Street is now Billionaires Row. So perhaps an inflated idea of how much money is actually rolling in.
You know, I read in the papers that up to the French citizens make up to 1/4 of the population in that town, and that the price of real estate has apparently gone up 2,000% over the last 10 years.
Maybe that's the downside, isn't it? Maybe that's a downside for them.
So the residents are not happy. Now, there's another character that's making headlines across the French press. That was to be expected, Dominique Strauss-Kahn.
Well, he's on the front page of Le Parisien aujourd'hui en France. There it's headlining the price of silence. There you can see le prix du silence. And inside it has a report focusing more on Nafissatou Diallo. Now, she is saying that, yes, from now on, she is rich. As you mentioned, it could be 6 million euros or dollars. We don't know exactly how many millions. But it says, yes, she's rich, but she is traumatized. She is still on sick leave with Sofitel. She's still a Sofitel member of staff. And the quote inside Le Parisien aujourd'hui en France is, well, in fact, remember that famous phone message she made around the time of the incident itself, when she said, I know that he's got lots of money.
Yeah, don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. So Le Parisien pulls that one out as an example. I just want to finish off with a really fascinating story in Libération. It looks at the traffic of organs for transplant in China, and it's looking at this. There you can see that story there. People who are sentenced to death in China, hospitals in the country are taking their organs for transplant, and it's calling this a sordid traffic. People are paying up to 20,000 euros for an organ that's transplanted from a person who's been sentenced to death. And NGOs are saying this must stop.
Nicholas Rushworth with the French Press Review. We'll have you on later on in the morning with the International Press Review. Thank you very much, Nick. And a reminder of our top story this hour, the Malian Prime Minister